offer. I love when business owners have diversified revenue streams. And oftentimes we think that revenue has to look a certain way or come in a certain way. And the minute I started introducing digital offers, things like resources, video tutorials, a membership, a course, a subscription, this is when I was able to scale and grow my business. And maybe you have very similarly thought along the ways that I have, but you have a couple questions. Is now the right time? Will it work well with my other offers? Will my audience resonate with it? Is it actually something that they want? All of these were the same questions that I had. And I felt this way when I launched my very first digital course in 2016, which feels forever ago, but I'm telling you, this is when my life and business changed. I generated $255,000 in 1 week with that first offer. And I was shook. I did not make $255,000 in a year, much less in a week. And this is when I knew that there was a demand for people to get accessibility to learn things about things that I know. So my question to you is, are there people interested in knowing things that you know? Now, here are 4 reasons that a digital offer can help you generate the income that you deserve. Reason number 1, it can provide consistent recurring revenue and provide for financial stability and long-term business growth. Yes and amen. Reason number 2, a digital offer can act as an introductory offer. And this is a great way to warm up an audience. Oftentimes, if you offer high expensive ticket items, people are like, okay, I think I like you, but I'm not sure I'm ready to invest $8,000 or $10,000. Well, a digital resource is a really great way to get them into your orbit to see if they would like to go deeper. Reason number 3, this is a great way to bundle different offers together to have a larger ticket value. Just think about if you are, let's just say a hairstylist and somebody is sitting in your chair, you can offer them a digital resource for ongoing hair care, for styling tips, for tutorials. If you are a photographer and somebody's coming to you for photos, well, then you can have a digital resource on how to take better iPhone photography or how to create your own albums. These are great ways to have a higher ticket value for that customer and serve them better, as well as grow your business. Reason number 4, a digital offer can help diversify your income and your revenue stream. And it's going to, reduce your reliance on one revenue stream. I always look at revenue streams as an Easter basket. The more eggs I have in that basket, the more diverse those revenue streams are. So God forbid an egg breaks, or I choose that I don't want to have that egg in my basket anymore. I have different options. So if you are ready to gain clarity on whether or not a digital offer is ready for your business, let's get into it. So here's my simple 4-step digital offer decision framework. Now, I have to tell you that on my podcast, I did like a 1-hour episode deep diving into this exact framework. This is just a tiny tidbit to help get those things going. Thank you so much. My husband and my business partner is noticing that I am talking a little too fast and too much, with a reminder to hydrate. So after this podcast episode, somebody sent me a direct message and said, I am so thankful you put out this information because I am not ready for a digital course. And my response was, awesome. This is great. The more prepared you are on any answer, this is going to prepare you to be a stronger business owner. So if you're on the verge of deciding, should I do a course or a subscription, a membership, a PDF, an ebook, a video series, anything that's digital, step number 1 is to revisit your business goals. I want you, right now, we're at the top of 2024. I want you to look at your top 3 business goals for the next 6 to 12 months. As you get into the summer, imagine yourself in the middle of the summer, in July, asking yourself, you want to know what were my top 3 goals? And then I want you to decide, are these revenue goals? I want to make more money. I want to have diverse revenue streams. Or are these operational? I want to hire people. I want to get systems in place. Okay. Divide of the top 3, are they more revenue or are they operational? Now, if your goals are revenue based, we're going to go to step number 2. But if your goals are not revenues and they're operational based, a digital offer can come in the future. Don't worry, release yourself from that. Build the foundation of your business to scale. No problem. Now, for those of you who are on step number 2, I want you to consider your ideal client and your current audience, because they could be 2 different things. You have a dream customer and then you have your current customer. Or sometimes your dream customer is your current customer. Just make sure that you know kind of the decision that you're making with and who you're working with. And then ask yourself, number one, would a digital offer fill a need for my ideal client? Is there something that they want to consume digitally that would allow them to come into my business in orbit? And then number two, is my current audience likely to invest? Now, to question number two, I want everybody to say yes. Now, whether or not your audience wants a digital offer, like let's say you're a dentist, do I think that your clients want a course on teeth cleaning? Probably not. Probably not. But let's just say that you are a videographer, and or a life coach, or let's say that you are a dog trainer and you think a digital offer would complement your services. Great. And then you have to ask yourself, is my current audience likely to invest? Everybody should be saying yes. Now, here's the caveat. Some current audiences are willing to pay more, and some people are willing to pay less. When I first started creating digital offers in the very, very beginning, I was charging, I think, $3.99. So I got everybody in my audience to buy, and I slowly raised my prices over time. So if you answered yes to question number two, let's go on to step number three. If you answered no, then what I want you to do, if you don't think your ideal client is ready to buy, if you don't think that they're actually primed for the investment that would make it worth your time to create it, then I want you to nurture your audience. And I want you to continue to create content. This morning, I heard this fabulous quote. It said, all content is marketing and all marketing is content. Heck yes. Let's say that again, but a little bit slower for the people in the back. All marketing is content and all content is marketing. If you do not have a primed audience to buy what it is you're selling at this point in time, no worries, create more content. Now, if you answered yes, then what I want you to do is to consider the bandwidth of your team and your resources. And if you're saying, Jasmine, I am my team, no worries. I'm asking you to consider your bandwidth. If you have a couple VAs, consider their bandwidth. If you have a team of 16 or 30 people, consider their bandwidth. You have to get everybody to buy in on adding a new project. So number one, do I have time to develop the content, set up the platform, and provide ongoing support for my students? Question number two, can my team assist in the course development, in the marketing, in the customer support, or the tech? And if you don't have a team yet, but you think you can make $100,000 on a digital offer, $20,000 on a digital offer, and you could hire somebody, I want you to start thinking bigger. Not everything has to come back to you. Question number three, what are the potential costs? Team labor, you're gonna have to invest in software. How much marketing you're going to spend? These are all the steps that I'm walking through every time I decide if I'm going to create for the first time or for the nth time a digital offer. Now what we're going to do is, if you answered yes, then we're going to move to step number four, and that is to make the decision. Now, in order for you to make this decision a heck of a lot easier, I want you to download the free workbook, jasminestar.com/digital course. This is where we walk down through a myriad of different digital options for you so that you can decide if it's a no. Good. You're making an empowered, educated decision. This workbook will help you get that and feel confident. If the answer is yes, heck yes. Now we're going to associate costs and timeline, what is needed. Then you are empowering yourself. You're empowering your team to do other great, big, and amazing things. Now, like always, if there are any questions, I am here to be of service. You know, I just came off an Instagram Live where I made some coffee. I was getting ready for my day, and I recounted a story of how recently I went live on YouTube. And I have to tell you, going live is not for the faint of heart. It's just not. I think that people can maybe look at me and be like, oh, she likes it. No. Oh, it's easy. No. Oh, she's used to it. No. In fact, recently went live on YouTube, and there was a total of 8 people. 8 people. My YouTube channel, I think it has somewhere around 74,000 subscribers, and there was 8 people who showed up. One of them was from my team. So there were 7 people who were watching. And the thing about YouTube is that it feels like you're literally just talking into a void. And I kind of was. And when I go live on any platform, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, however, it causes you to really second guess yourself. But I felt the same way when I learned how to ride a bike. I was second guessing myself. I felt the same way when I was learning Spanish. I was second guessing myself. I felt the same way when I first kissed a boy. I was definitely second guessing myself. And then what happens? The more you do it, the less you second guess yourself. And I think that I'm going to come to a point in my life and my career where I'm going to look back and say, I'm really proud of you for being uncomfortable. I'm really proud of you for sticking to it when it didn't make any sense to stick to it. I'm really proud of you for doing things that other people won't to get results that other people don't. And I don't think that how I'm speaking to myself is siloed just to me. I think you can say the same thing to yourself, but you have to earn the right to say it to yourself. You can't just say, hey, you're doing a great job. Thanks for trying. If you're not trying. Now, you know your level of trying. Not everybody's trying looks the same. It doesn't. Like if you are a trained marathoner and you get up and you run around the block and you're like, great job for trying. It doesn't feel real. Why? Because you've been trained to run 22 miles. You've been trained to run 15 miles, 10 miles. So you know running around the block, it don't mean anything to you. Did you really try hard that day? But for somebody who's never run before, is trying to get into the exercise and change their life, and they run around the block, they better say, good job. And the next day, when they run around the block again, they better say, good job. Why? All of our efforts look different, but the idea that we could celebrate us doing things to get changes should, as standalone, be the marker to growing a business. So, question, how can I become a better storyteller to sell and teach? I am so happy you asked. I got you covered. In 2 weeks, I'm dropping a 60-minute podcast with a gentleman by the name of Colin Boyd. He is teaching us how to storytell. But I have to tell you, very much the case, when I went live on Instagram, I had a Post-it note and a marker, and I wrote 1, 2, 3. I just had 3 points. And then I decided that it started off with a story. This morning, I had a telemedicine doctor's appointment, and my doctor had mentioned something to me, and I felt like, oh, he's saying like some really like rude stuff to me, kind of. But he wasn't. He was speaking the truth. And sometimes the truth hurts. And he said, Jasmine, are you making a decision to change? I'm sorry it feels unfair that you cannot eat all the food that other people can eat because you have a highly sensitive stomach. I've been struggling with stomach issues for years now. I'm now seeing a specialist, and we've been doing things, and I've been changing how I sleep, and I've been changing how I eat, and I'm changing everything about my lifestyle, and I'm still struggling. And he says, you're doing everything you can. I'm sorry, it's unfair. You cannot eat what everybody else can eat. But you have to make a decision. Are you going to eat that food and still feel in pain, or are you not? And then I thought to myself, well, that's business advice right there. Are you going to make a decision to change? Are you going to make a decision to become a better storyteller? So all I did was I thought about a real story that happened to me, and that's where I started. Every time I am going to, as I'm preparing, I'm going to be teaching a live class, and oh my gosh, like 3 weeks. 4 weeks. I am so excited for this live class. I'm practicing the live class right now. I am literally saying, Jasmine, that storytelling is the most powerful thing that we can do as business owners. It really flexes a big muscle for us. So if storytelling is a big thing, I'm going through this presentation, I'm asking myself, can I put a story here? Can I put a story here? Can I put a story here? Why? Because I am not that interesting. Like teaching, I'm not that interesting. But storytelling, well, we as humans, even if you don't think you're a good storyteller, we as humans are hardwired to hear a story. And then what we do, our brains, our ancestry brains are hardwired to put ourselves in the story you're telling. And so I think to myself, as I'm giving a presentation, all I'm asking is, where can I put a story? Where can I put a story? So how do you become a better storyteller? Right there. Ask yourself, where can I put in a story? And then you just start practicing. And so now when I go live on Facebook, when I go live on Instagram, when I go live on YouTube, what am I doing? I'm practicing, and I'm starting off with a story. And guess what? In the beginning, I sucked telling stories, and then I continued to do it, and I got less sucky. I don't think I'm great by any means, but I'm less sucky. And every day I get a little bit less sucky every time I tell a story. That's the best advice. Okay. Do you use the same strategy that I use for my product or service if I make a digital resource, or is the selling strategy different for digital products? No. Here's the thing. This is my opinion. My opinion for a good marketing and sales strategy applies to a product or a service. It really does. Because I have looked at the way that we are putting out offers. And there are three distinct time time frames that need to exist. We need time for promotion. That's awareness. My offer here exists, my offer here exists. And then we need time for engagement, answering questions, going on fulfillment. This is where the marketing happens. Why you need this, how it changes you, what's the transformation? And the last phase is the selling phase. Now, I don't know about you, but when I was an entrepreneur, I would do all three things at once. And I was always stressed and I never felt like I executed it really well. So right now, as I told you, in 4 weeks, I'm going to be teaching a live class. All I'm focusing on right now is how do we set up just the marketing? I am not concerned with the promotion or the awareness. We've already planned that. But what I'm doing is I'm siloing each section so 100% of my attention goes into promotion. 100% in my attention is going into marketing and engagement, that plan. And then 100% of my attention is going into how is the sales going to happen? And so if I was launching a digital product or a physical product, which I have launched both, I have done both, it is the same strategy. Because once you find something that works, then your only objective is to tweak it 1% to make it better, to tweak it 1% to make it better. It's crazy. Over the last 9 years, I have launched products and services in a very specific way over 27 times. And every time we get better. And that's what makes me so excited. I can't wait to talk more about that and share about it. I come on live, and all I'm really trying to do is be in a place of service. I want you to win. I want you to do big things. If you are kind of sort of considering, using something as a digital offer, jasminestar.com/digital course, just figure out, is this for me or not? Like always, it is an honor and a privilege. I hope you have a beautiful day, and thank you for watching. Bye, y'all.